timeline for buying a house in Massachusetts. I'm Craig Power with Power Realty Advisors, serving Greater Boston and the South Shore. This is one of those basic things that is very unclear to a first-time buyer. The timeline can change on a case-by-case basis too, so this is very general. This isn't something they focus on in real estate classes because there's no one way to do this job. There's no one formula. You know, the sequence of events we're talking about in this video is relying on my personal experience, what I've seen. And the good thing about real estate is, you know, technically I've put in so many work hours because I spend so much time eating burritos and watching $1 Million Listing. That's called professional development, folks. Gracias to Los Amigos, Brookline, Massachusetts. Now, I'm going to skip through your searching phase, especially today. That's going to take a while. You decide you're going to buy a home. You link up with a real estate agent and a lender. You start to attend open houses and do showings. You could be offering on the first home you see, or it could take you well over a year to make an offer. This market's really tough for buyers. We have very limited inventory. We don't know how long it's going to take you to find a home. And for the sake of this video, we're not talking about your whole life from birth up until the moment you decide to buy a house, pre-approval, searching, offering. What I'd like to get more into is your timeline from offer acceptance to closing. What happens when your offer gets accepted? Some people call this being an escrow. If you look at the house online, it should be updated and listed as contingent, meaning, you know, contingent upon a home inspection or contingent upon the signing of the purchase and sale agreement. When your offer gets formally accepted, you submit your earnest money deposit to the escrow agent, which is probably the listing agent's office. They're going to deposit it and hold that money throughout the process here. Next big items are going to be the home inspection and the purchase and sale agreement. On average, I'd say when I write the offer, we leave like an 8-day window for the inspection to take place. Give us 8 days to schedule it and get it done. Ideally, we get it done sooner, sooner like within 5 or 6 days, okay? And then we leave a couple days to get the report, digest the information. If you theoretically wanted to walk away from the deal, you could during that window. So all that happens within the first 8 to 10 days. The inspection itself and the inspection follow-up, that I guess we would call this inspection period, that should all take place in the first 8 to 10 days. Then once we've moved past the inspection, we've moved on to the purchase and sale agreement. So when you're talking to friends and people about buying houses, you hear a lot about offers and you hear a lot about closings. We offered this, we closed that day. Offers at the beginning of the transaction, closings at the end. The purchase and sale agreement is in the middle, and it's as important as anything. The P&S really outlines all the more specific terms of the deal. Unlike an offer, you'll have a real estate attorney representing your interests here. It's not just final sale price you're agreeing on. It's stuff about furniture and appliances, the condition the place will be left in for you. I would say on our typical timeline, you are signing the purchase and sale anywhere from 10 to 14 days after offer acceptance. As soon as we've advanced beyond the inspection, we're on to the purchase and sale. Or these days, really, you might not even have an inspection because it's constantly being waived on these deals. I can't recommend that still. Can't do it. Can't bring myself to do it. So, we're immediately jumping ahead to the P&S. Upon the signing of the P&S, you are probably making an additional down payment. Again, money that will be held by the listing agent's brokerage, and then you'll get into mortgage underwriting leading up to the closing. There's a big gap from purchase and sale to closing. Why is that? That's for mortgage underwriting. Mortgage underwriting is basically the lender going through and checking all their boxes to give you the loan. Employment verification, credit reporting, checking on your debt to income levels, looking at all your assets and liabilities. It's all fine-tuning to make sure they can give you this loan. So how much time do they need? Oftentimes I'm asking your lender about this when we're making your offer. How many days do we need to close? How much time do you guys need to get this done? That's really the question, because I don't do the underwriting. I'm the broker. During this phase, I really don't have that many responsibilities, if we're being honest. The appraisal gets done in that time frame, so I could get involved there, especially in the event of a shortfall. But on the timeline, as of today, I've been leaving about 4 weeks to the closing date, maybe a little bit more than that to be conservative. So let's show you a recent offer I wrote up. This was with conventional financing. We wrote this offer on Sunday, April 25th, and had it been accepted on Monday, April 26th, as planned, we would have had 8 days to conduct the inspection up until May 4th. I'm flipping ahead to the inspection contingency. We would have until May 5th if we needed to come to new terms after the inspection. Or you could think about it as we would have had until May 5th to back out. And then in this case, we had the P&S scheduled for May 6th. That's either the 10th or 11th day of the process, 10th or 11th day of the transaction, depending on how you look at it. You know, I don't like to schedule P&Ss for Friday because the attorneys work Monday through Friday. If for some reason we need an extension until the following Monday, you hate having it linger out there. Even a basic reason for the extension might leave a bad taste in everybody's mouth. You've just gone through a type of negotiation. You don't want to feel like the negotiation is ongoing. You want it done. It's not good for momentum because, I mean, I'm officially off on a tangent here, but like it's not good for momentum because you want things to keep moving forward. Then lastly, in this case, I have closing scheduled exactly a month later, June 4th, which is a Friday. Because Friday closings are nice for everybody. It's easier for people to get off work or cut out early. So those are, I guess just pro tips. So your offer acceptance is April 26th. Your closing date is June 4th. That's about 40 days, give or take. If the mortgage underwriters aren't busy, they may say, to be more aggressive with dates. If they're insanely busy like they were last fall, rates were low and they got backed up with refinances, they might say to be much more conservative with dates and add time on. Like last fall, it was more like 45 to 50 days on the offers I was writing up. For a first-time buyer, I hope that gives you an idea of what to expect. And for every type of buyer, the difficulty of today's market is finding the buy, your next move, while also navigating, either the sale of your current home or the expiration of your lease. My best advice there is, I would say, flexibility is your friend. The timeline is case by case. It's sort of going to be different for everybody. And I set different expectations for everybody too. If you do become a client, and why wouldn't you? Hit them with the contact info, Craig. There it is. Why wouldn't you? If you do become a client, this is worth revisiting because it depends on the situation. Everybody's situation is different. Also, you might go to an open house and the seller's agent tells you verbally, actually, we'd give preference to a closing date further out. There may be some other stuff where you afford the seller time to find suitable housing, whatever. This timeline is very general. Contact me anytime with your real estate questions. I don't care if you're buying or selling or renting or you live in Greenland or whatever. I love talking real estate and my door's pretty much always open. So don't hesitate to get in touch. Thanks for watching.